Hey everyone, it's Shar from Shar's Fashion Nation, and I want to welcome you back for another 31 Looks of Halloween. And you may have thought that the 31 Looks of Halloween only consisted of makeup looks, so let me clarify this. Oh my gosh, now I kind of sound like the ghost of Mr. Chicken. That's a classic movie. Oh my gosh, the ghost of Mr. Chicken. Don Knotts. I always found that movie to be hilarious. Anyway, maybe that would go with the fabric that, I'm about to start sewing. So yeah, we'll get into this. So I already have this set up. This has been set up for me to start sewing again. Make sure that your settings are how you want them. If you want to, take a tester piece of fabric, which you can always have handy. So make sure that you have a piece handy and make sure it's a good size. And test and see if it's set on the stitch that you want. Put your foot pedal where you're comfortable. And make sure your foot pedal's where you want it, and then scoot your machine to you. Bring it up. That's a nice stitch. I like that. Then of course you can either use scissors or you can just do that. That's not a bad stitch. I like that. It's right here. You probably can't see it, but it is right there. Any scraps that I have left over from my fabric, I'm going to start using for pillows and stuffies, which I think you know from another video. So I am going to be making a pillow for a friend of mine that I've been telling you that I just reconnected with. So yeah. For her privacy, I just don't say her name. So let's get into this. Would I start with the shirt first? I could start with the shirt first, but I actually want to get into starting with the pants first. Why? Because I just feel like it. I just feel like starting with the pants first. You know, I was watching Angela Clayton yesterday, and girl, like, I really enjoyed that video that you did. Like, you went to Fabric Mart. You showed so many other fabric places up that way that I didn't even know about. And, I wish Fabric Mart would feature more of us that actually go up there. Like, it's more than Bib Mom that goes up to Fabric Mart. So, it is. Sorry, Bib, but you're not the only one that goes to Fabric Mart and has a channel. Nope, on a rope. You are not. So if they wanted to have more fashionistas, well, you gotta kind of put that out there for more people with other channels. So that's how you really get your business going. It really is. So let me see. You always have to be really careful with this when you're sewing because you don't want to stick yourself. That's kind of a stuck situation. It really is. And then make sure that when you go to grab the side that you want, you're extra super careful because I have this whole thing pinned together. I really do. Yeah, and I have to be like super, super careful. And I'm no longer going to be apologizing for background noise. Whoever makes background noise. And a disclaimer, I'm no longer apologizing for that. That's a grown person. That person should know better. So, oh, no longer apologizing for that person. So, anyway, we're getting into this. Yeah, I should put my pen thing up here, my straight pen thing up here. That might be best since I have my straight pens right here. Might be best. So anyway, like I said, and we're already like almost 6 minutes into this video, and I haven't even started sewing yet. Where's my foot pedal? Pedal. Like reverse stitch. Come on. That's right. Out. You really and seriously want to be careful, like how you're holding your fabric. You need to be really careful when you're holding your fabric like this. That way you don't catch this in that part. So make sure that as you go, you literally turn your fabric. Literally turn your fabric. That way you don't catch it. You literally turn it. And I have my needle set in the middle for this stitch on purpose. So that when you do this stitch, and it's going to be a nice clean line, and I'll show you that. Now you see right here where this is wrinkled. I doubt that you can see that. Let me shut this light off for a moment. See right here where this is all bunched right here. We need to take that, tug it, tug that, so that that fabric is no longer going to be right there. Tug that out of here. You do not want that fabric in the way of your other fabric. Otherwise, that's going to bunch up, it's going to be in the way, and you're going to have some serious stitch issues. But you also want to make sure that your fabric is together. Hold on a minute, guys. Hold on. We're going to champion our way through this. Yeah. We're going to champion our way through this. I'm not letting anything get my day down. Nope. Nothing is getting me down today. It's going to power through. That's right. Since this is side leg, and I really don't want to struggle too hard with this. This is side leg right here. And I did pin my side legs together. And I really did. I pinned them together. And this is your gusset area, or gusset, however you want to pronunciate that. Let me show you a little, just. So I just went ahead and just undid that side leg area so that I'm not struggling as much to like keep everything so like straight and everything, and then just be able to just go ahead and work with the one side and then put it all back together, and it'll make it much easier just to flow through, which I should have done in the first place, but you know, hey, it is what it is. it is what it is. And it's a Monday. So, whatever. Whatever. And now it's also easier to smooth this part of the fabric out so that you can just tug that slightly, just slightly. You really want to keep your fabric there. Go back to your foot pedal, back to your stitch. And, you know, I'm not trying to ditch on Fabric Mart or Bib Mom, but I'm sorry. No, I'm not. You're not the only one that has the channel and shops there. Angela Clayton just went there. In fact, she's not even done shopping there. And she makes some amazing, amazing clothing. She really does. She makes some amazing clothing. Like, y'all really need to go check her out. That's why I love her link. And in fact, I'll leave her link again. I left her link yesterday, but I'll leave it again. Okay, now this is where we turn a little bit for the boot ha. This is the boot ha. This is not the front, this is the back. So I have the blue. Is that the blue? No, that's the blue. This is the front. I'm sorry. It's Monday. It's brain fart day. It's brain fart day. And you would think it's the front, but or the back, but it's actually the front. The one with all the blue needles is the back. Remember, use back. And that's a little tip for like when you're pinning your projects. When you're pinning your projects, if you have a bunch of the little blue ones, put the blue at the top to remind yourself that the blue is the back. And that may actually make your project a lot easier. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to stop at this point. I'll shut the light off. And before it gets to this point, that way I can put all the gusset pieces together. And then I'm going to go ahead, switch this back on, and then back switch that. This up. And then bring the other part over, and then we'll be right back with that to sew it. Although before I come back with that to sew the other part, I will say this is cute. This is really cute, and I like that so far. Okay, anyway, I'll be right back with the other half of this to sew the front, I should say the back together. And then we'll sew the sides. So anyway, I'm back with the other side so that we can get that sewn together. And this will be nice. Have sewn. Because I have been waiting to sew this fabric together so that it's something, this is nice. I think it's a cool fabric. And this is going to be really nice to have, just to wear. Like when you have to have something new, but you need something to specifically fit your body type. You're probably wondering why I didn't just go ahead and flip it the other way to sew it so that I don't have all this punching through there. Oh, ow, ow, ow. You see, you really have to be careful when you're doing that. And that's why I want to like reach down to get the leg and grabbed onto a pin instead. Yeah, you really have to be careful when you're sewing and be very cautious with your sewing needles because these babies are good, but you know, you'll stick yourself. And the other thing, and I can agree with Annika Victoria on this, she had a problem with this. Oh, Bobbin, why did you do this? She had a problem with this too. Oh, let me get this unstuck. Hold on. Now, the real problem with this is I have to get it unstuck and there's straight pins in it. Oh, that's a problem. Now, Annika Victoria is having the same problem with her Bernina, made by Singer, by the way. Well, there's a bit of fabric stuck in there, so I hope it doesn't interfere with this. And the only reason that is because a bit of the fabric ripped off, but we will get past that. That's going to be part of the waistband. That's going to be a roll stitch, you know, a rolled over band, because I'm going to do a drawstring on these pants. So, like, that part I'm not really worried about. What I am worried about is something weird happening to my machine now. These machines aren't cheap by any means, especially a Singer Heavy Duty 4452. They're not cheap machines. I had to save today. Yeah, you hear that sound? So, I may have to see real quick if I can pick that out, and we'll be right back. And now that I have a gaping little hole, I'm not worried about that. Like I said, that's going to be in the rolled waistband area, so I'm not really worried about it, and it's in the back. So, yeah, I'm not too worried. And I did figure out what was going on right here. I had the catch tee up, and with some fabrics you just can't do that because that will rip the crap out of some fabrics. It just doesn't work well with some fabrics. It'll just catch it and tear it up, and we have to be careful with some fabrics because that'll just tear it. And yeah, we just have to be really gentle with our fabric. So we'll just take that needle over a little bit and then bring it back over this way because that's made a gapey hole. But it's not really going to take much out of the waist. It's not. So we have, ouch, see, we have to be careful right here. And we there we go. Fabric is going to flow. And that solved the problem. Now, I know it didn't happen on the other part of it, which is strange, but it can happen. Make sure that you follow your fabric accordingly. Don't catch your needle. you can break your sewing needle. Oh, wouldn't you just know it? Wouldn't you just know it? You know, like I've been saying all October, it's October. It wants to trick you into thinking that you're being treated. Let me rethread. Okay, now that we're rethreaded, this video is going to be extra long today, so I may just go ahead and sew this and just come right back. So I'll be right back. Okay, and I have the back area now sewn together. Again, it's really cute. I know I'm missing the head of a person on the back. That doesn't really matter. It's still a cute pattern design. Now, before I finish putting these pants together, I actually have to spin another bobbin because, you know, when you run out of bobbin, it's not too good. You just have to spin a new one real quick. And I'm going to get that done, and then I'm going to finish sewing the pants together on the legs and the gusset and then the inner, and then we'll be done with the pant, other than cupping the leg and doing the waistband. Yay, that'll be great, right? So let me get this bobbin done and then put these pants together, and then is the shirt, right? We have to top it off with something. Yes, we have to top it off. So let me spin that real quick and I'll be right back. And now we can get the sides sewn together. Now that this is threaded, lovely, spun and rethreaded. Isn't that always great? And I'm glad that you're able to see that lovely afghan that I bought. I bought that. I didn't make it. I would love to learn that pattern for that afghan. I have to learn that so that I can make it. So yes, now it's time to put this together the other way. So let me get this put together and then sewn together, sewn happy together. There's a sewing pun for you, sewn happy together. Let me be back with that. Now for this part, I'm actually going to just eyeball and hold my fabric together. Now I know a lot of people don't like to do that. Don't be afraid to do it if you're used to sewing. Do not be afraid to just hold the fabric in place. Now if you're a noob at this, then please do pin it together. That way you are absolutely certain of where your stitches belong. On this one, I'm doing maybe a 1/2 inch seam allowance on this, just outward, because when you stitch on this particular fabric, you have to be very cautious about how much you're taking in your seam, so you have enough room for yourself when you put them on. Absolutely. Absolutely. So let's get stitching on this reverse stitch. Oh, and here we go with that catch on it again. So when we go to do that, hold that up like that, and sometimes you'll see three threads come up, which means that something along here did a flu-boo. And just go ahead and take a pair of scissors. I love these scissors. I keep them with my sewing machine all the time. Clip that. Pull whatever you have here that's done a flu-boo. You guys know I call it a flu. And then just go back. It's okay, because you already have that sewn together. It's already sewn together. Sewn happy together. And I'm not worried about using a black thread on this, because on the opposite side you're just not going to see it. And it wouldn't really matter with this anyway. This is something, a garment that I don't really plan on like just wearing out in public. I just really plan on wearing it around the house. So again, fold your fabric. Now you are going to have to back stitch again, only for a second. And then go ahead and take it forward. Fold your fabric. And what happened? What happened there magically? Magically, the needle unthreaded. And this can happen sometimes. This does happen. Absolutely, this happens. Just take this part up, and this is one of my little tricks, is just take the thread through. Just take it through, take it through, take it through. And if you can, take it through again, because sometimes this gets extra tangled. And I don't even know why it does this. I know this does this to a lot of people, and it gets really frustrating when it happens. But take it back through, take it like that, back through there, down, through there, right there. And when you take it up here, when you have this little spot right here, sorry, traveling buddy, I gotta show this. You have like this little white spot right here on your sewing machine, and that's behind the eye of your needle. That is behind the eye of your needle. And what that does, like a lot of people will probably peel that off. I don't peel that off. That actually helps you to focus on rethreading your machine and putting that thread, which I am going to do that, back through and be able to see it, because you're bringing that needle up and you have that behind your needle to be able to thread it through. Never peel that off. That's exactly what that's for, is to help you be able to rethread your needle. And a lot of people will take that off. Don't ever take that off. That's the worst thing you could ever do to your machine, is take that off. And if you get a little fuzz on the end of your thread, just clip off a little bit of fuzz. That will happen. Hold on, my phone's ringing. So anyway, now that I have that rethreaded, yay! We're able to finish sewing. So let's keep on going. So I'm going to finish sewing this side up, then I'm going to sew the other side, and then we'll get to the inseam portion, and I will be right back with that. So let's have more fun when I come back. Yay! Getting to sew the other leg together. And then we'll be right back with that and do the inseam. You know what? I just had a thought. I would have used the music I'm So Excited by the Pointer Sisters, except for I know I would, like get some sort of bad mark for that. But it would be a great song to use for being excited about sewing. I'm so excited. Kind of a pun, right? Oh my gosh. It would be kind of a funny sewing pun to this. Oh, there we go with that again. Anyway, I am so excited. Okay, well now it's time to get down to that gusset because the sides are sewn together. Like I said, I'm so excited. This project is coming together like very well. The seaming is very nice. It's very sturdy. I like, except for, this machine has a few fluboos here and there. Other than that, it does come along very nicely. And like I said, this will be, a turn down. This will be turned down and then sewn. And that'll be really nice. I'll have a nice stitching. And, but before we do that, I need to get down to the gusset area, or gusset, however you pronunciate it, from wherever you're from around the world. And so yeah, we'll get down to that, and then get the inseam going here, and most of this pant will be done. If I don't get to the shirt today, or all done right now, it's okay, because then that gives us another video for tomorrow. And I do have company coming over, which is Rocco from Roaming with Rocco. He is actually on his way over, which is nice. He just got his car fixed. So he's taking a test drive, and he decided to take his test drive over here. So, that was nice of him. Decided his test drive should be coming over here. See how, after getting his car fixed, how it holds up. So I hope they gave him a good deal for him being a military veteran. Because, military veterans, they deserve respect. Military veterans, if it wasn't for military veterans, a lot of people wouldn't have their freedoms today. They put their life on the line for the freedom you have today. Never take that for granted, because what a veteran has done, putting their life on the line, they did that for your freedom. Remember that. I have plenty of friends that are military veterans, and I have respect. I have respect for that. So, you guys know how I've done my gusset before, so what I'm going to do this time is go ahead and sew from the gusset all the way down the leg. So we're going to do this one a little bit different, and then sew completely stitch in the ditch, which I think would make it a lot more secure. If that's just me, I'm going to try that. I really think it would make it more secure and make the garment more secure. So let's get into that and see what happens. YouTube's been saying don't do longer videos, Sometimes you can't help it with the teaching video. Sometimes teaching takes a while. So let me pause this and I'll be right back. Anyway, so I'm almost done with the bottom of this. It came unthreaded again. I don't know why it keeps doing that. Like I said, sometimes your machine, and this was fully threaded. You guys know that I had just threaded my bobbin. So what just happened to all my thread? Hello? Hello? Where did it go? Right? Where did all that thread just go? There should have been enough thread in this bobbin for the rest of these pants, and just like poof, just like that, disappeared. It's like magic, people. It's like magic. It just poof and disappeared. So yeah, okay. So anyway, that's kind of funny. It is kind of funny. So what we'll do is I will go ahead and just put that over there. We'll just go ahead and trim these right side out, and I have to trim the bottom of these because I noticed that I accidentally cut the back a little longer than the front, which is fine because that can always be trimmed and fitted correctly. And that's happened on a pair of pants before, but look, aren't they adorable? These are adorable pants. And I think that's going to fit good. Now just let me check out the gusset area. Look, that's the only part, just like right there, where I have to stitch in the ditch and get that part correct. Or I can hand stitch it. I prefer to stitch in the ditch. But before anything, I'm going to go ahead and correct the pant leg on the leg. But these are just downright adorable now that you see them as actual pants. And when I get both the top and the bottom completely finished, I will show them off to you because, my gosh, this is adorable. This is just adorable. So, and I know that will fit my leg. And, yeah. And they're a bit stretchy, which is good. I like that. I like a little bit of stretch in my fabric. Oh, I'm just really excited for these. And now that I've gotten this stitched together, I'm just really happy that I'm able to bring this to you guys. And like I said, I will, stitch the top down, put a waist in, and I already had this drawstring put together for the pants that I have on that I actually need to really take in, because I don't want to put a drawstring in, well, these pants. So I'm actually going to put the drawstring in these pants, and that'll be nice. It was either that or put an elastic waistband, and I don't want elastic in all of my pants, so I'm just going to put a drawstring, make it comfortable, nice comfortable fit with that. And like I said, this is going to be really nice. I really love how, here, let me stand up over here and show you. It's on one of my days where I'm able to stand just for a couple of minutes, and show you where that's going to be. A couple of minutes and show you where that's going to be. So that's going to be a nice fit on me. Yeah, that's the back. This is the front. So, yeah, and you can tell where the back is. So that's going to be a nice pair of pants. And it's a good length, and I really like that. So when I go to take that down for the waistband, it's still going to be a nice length on me. So that would even take it up a little bit. And it's still really long. So anyway, I hope that you've enjoyed today's video. And these are my mailing boxes, just in case you ever wondered. Those are my mailing boxes over there. So, yeah, I mean, I'm really excited about how these pants came together. And then when you go to fold them, you obviously can tell where the back of the pant is opposed to where the front of the pant is. So it's very exciting to be able to pull together your own clothing. And when you can make your clothing yourself and know that you can custom fit to your body shape, your body size, and fit to your style, I think I'm really going to enjoy these. Really, when they're completed. When these are completed, the thread of it all. Yeah, this is gonna be like really nice. And like I said, they're stretchy, and you get like such a clean hemline when you do that. And the hemline on that is so nice. So that's why I really hope that you guys enjoyed this, because I do get to show you the hemline on both the outer hemline, the inseam, and you know, I haven't been one to really use such a funny print before, but I thought that this was just really adorable. And I'm glad I could bring such an adorable fabric to you for a print. And like I said, we will get to the shirt. I have to finish these pants. And it's going to be great. I have to obviously respin the bobbin. Got my pant leg caught again. I have to obviously respin that bobbin and finish those up. But if you have any questions about patterning, just basically leave a comment. But you can use your own pants to make the pattern. Don't be afraid to lay out your own garment to make your pattern. Obviously, like I did for these, think about it. I used a pair of jeggings and then pre-calculated how many inches out I would need from a pair of jeggings to make these, and these will actually fit me. And I counted out at least 4.5 inches out on one side, and then at least 3 inches on the other side to equal what size would be my actual size for these pants. So, yeah, because every garment that is cut doesn't always fit the same. A pair of jeggings will fit different than, let's say, a suit pant. A pair of yoga pants will fit different than a pair of jeggings. And so that's what we have to think about when, and I'm not afraid of my shipping boxes being there. Don't even worry about my shipping boxes. So don't be afraid to like measure out like your different pantses that you pantses. Your different pants that you have. That was funny to say pantses. Your different pants that you have. Um, and realize like, the different fits to your size from the different cuts of whatever a pant is. And that's really how you size yourself for a garment, is how a garment is actually cut. And a lot of people don't really think about that when they go to buy a garment. And being a custom clothing designer, that's actually how you really think about how a garment is made, is the cut of the design. But when you're able to sit it your own and make your own fit you perfectly, to how you want it, to fit you comfortable. Clothes need to be comfortable. They don't need to be too tight and too restrictive. Otherwise, it literally cuts off the circulation and your body can't breathe. Your circulation needs to be able to flow and breathe. Otherwise, you have a lot of health issues. But you know what? We could get into that on a sewing and health talk, which we could do. Absolutely, we can do that. But like I said, I'm glad to be able to bring this to you guys. I'm going to finish these up. My friend is on his way over. So, yay. So, everybody out there, stay happy, stay healthy, stay positive, and as always, stay blessed. And I will see you on the next one.